Here's something weird. If you're a gecko hiding in a cave so dark you can't see the hands in front of you, what's one thing you wouldn't want on you? Probably high visibility clothing, right? They don't have this, of course, but they do have these neon orange stripes on their back. Why? Well, as you might have guessed, it's likely that pattern serves as a form of aposematism, a warning signal to potential predators. These vibrant stripes could indicate that the geckos possess some form of chemical defense mechanisms, toxins, or foul-tasting secretions, making them a lot less appealing to predators. Or it could be that this orange hue is very specifically outside of their predator's visual color spectrum, making the stripes visible to other members of their species, but invisible to other animals. This would align with the fact that they often congregate in similar areas, being more communal than territorial, unlike most other gecko species. What's up? I'm your host, Power, and welcome to Herp Corner, the series where we delve into the ins and outs of some of the more exceptionally weird species of reptiles and amphibians. Let's kick this one off with some fun facts about the Chinese cave gecko. Picture this, a creature with memorizing red eyes that practically glow in the darkness of night. Those eyes, equipped with slit-shaped pupils, give these geckos impeccable night vision, almost like the fabled nocturnal prowlers, cats. Imagine exploring the pitch-black caves with these geckos as your guides. It's almost like a real-life fantasy. But before we get too carried away, let's unravel the names of this enchanting species, known by various names including Chinese cave gecko, Hainan cave gecko, Hainan crawling gecko in German, Hemithiconyx caudacinctus. The name Hemithiconyx translates to half shield in reference to the thick scales on their tails, and caudacinctus, well, that's all about the striped tail. Quite literally, cauda is Latin for tail, and cinctus is belt in Latin. So they're basically just saying that this guy looks like he's got a tail with little orange belts on it. In simplified Chinese, they're called Hainan Jian Hu, which translates to Hainan sword tiger. Swords, belts, shields. What is this, a Renaissance fair? Now, let's venture into the gecko's natural habitat, the Gulf of Tonkin, where these amazing creatures inhabit tropical moist limestone forest caves. Picture lush greenery and towering karst cliffs, forming a mesmerizing backdrop for these geckos. You'll find them casually hanging out on the forest floor or even perched on limestone cliffs. But here's the thing, these geckos are no ordinary residents of the dark. They've mastered the art of hiding, vanishing into rock holes and crevices when undisturbed. It's like a game of hide and seek where they've clearly mastered the hide part. Now, let's talk about the conservation status of these remarkable geckos. Despite their widespread distribution, they're facing challenges that threaten their population. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, the IUCN lists them as near threatened. Unfortunately, the international pet trade has taken a toll on their numbers. Combine that with habitat loss due to agriculture, road building, and urbanization, and you've got quite the tough situation for these little rock dwellers. It's crucial that we step up as stewards of these amazing creatures to ensure their survival for generations to come. Here's a fun fact. In 2001, when the first study was published describing them, it laid out in detail where they're commonly found, the specific caves they populate, what cliffs they rest on, what gatherings of shrubbery they hide in, basically all information the field scientists had collected on their geography. Because of this wealth of information, exporters and poachers alike had rushed at the idea to collect these little dudes and make a fine chunk of change. Since then, their wild population has dwindled and their captive populations have flourished. That's also likely why basically all resources discussing this species have devolved into descriptions of their captive preferences rather than wild behaviors. Shit! Breeding, however, let's get this one straight. The males and females are only sexually dimorphic based on a bulge at their cloaca. Males have it, females don't. It's like a discrete gender marker. Now, when it comes to the world of reproduction, these geckos are actually quite the enigma. While captive populations can live over 10 years, the exact lifespan in the wild remains a mystery. As for their breeding habits, well, they've got us guessing. Perhaps they've developed some well-hidden strategies to keep their reproductive secrets closely guarded in the caves. What happens in the caves stays in the caves, am I right? As with all geckos, they possess a Jacobson's organ, so it's likely a majority of their interspecies communication happens through quiet pheromone exchange. From their rock-clinging adventures to the mesmerizing red eyes, these geckos are a testament to the wonders of nature's adaptation. With their unique behaviors, striking features, and a hint of mystery, they remind us that there's always more to discover in the world of herpetology. So, let's continue exploring, learning, and marveling at the incredible creatures that share our planet. Also remember to like if you liked, subscribe if you loved, and all that sort of stuff. Alright, until next time. Bye.